Alright guys, here is the next video in the Hasbro Marvel Legends series, Marvel Studios, the first 10 years. This is the Marvel Cinematic Universe MCU 10th anniversary figures. Next up we have the Captain America Civil War pack. That is the 2-pack of Captain America and Crossbones. So this is another one that I was really looking forward to because I never thought we were actually going to finally get a Crossbones action figure, and here we finally have one. So really awesome. So we'll get right to it. You see the Marvel Studios, the first 10 years logo up in the top left corner, top right corner, Legend series. Down on the bottom right, we have the Captain America Civil War logo, and then the Captain America S.h.i.e.L.D. logo, which I think the colors are a little bit off. It should be red. I don't know. The shield just looks funny to me. You can see the figure. We have additional head for Captain America, additional head for Crossbones. Really awesome. And then we have the Captain America S.h.i.e.L.D., which is super metallic and shiny. So really cool there. Taking a look at the side of the package, you see the concept art diorama, or not diorama, panorama image that we have that all the boxes together will make. So really cool there. You see Civil War. Here on the other side, you see it is the number 9 in the set. Captain America Civil War came out in 2016. Here on the back of the package, you can see that this is number 9 in the set. You have the Civil War movie poster, and then we have the bios for both Captain America and Crossbones. Let's take a look at those. Alright, Captain America reads, America's first super soldier, Captain America must decide if he stands by his government in the aftermath of a disastrous strike in Lagos, Nigeria. Crossbones reads, a Hydra agent and former double agent at S.h.i.e.L.D., Crossbones makes his mission to take out Captain America no matter the loss of life at stake. And I'm sure everyone here has seen the movie Captain America Civil War, but in case you haven't, although the Avengers survive a strike by Crossbones of Lagos, dozens of civilians are killed in the altercation. As a result, the team is presented with the Sokovia Accords, an agreement designed to keep the heroes in check and must individually choose which side of the law they stand with. So actually pretty interesting. I guess it's just really worded weird and kind of odd for me, but it was a great movie. One of my favorite MCU movies that there are. Both Captain America Civil War and The Winter Soldier are definitely in my top 5, I would say. Alright, now let's get this open and take a look. I'll also compare this Captain America to the original release that we got, which it basically is the same figure. I think the only difference is going to be the head, but we'll actually compare the two and take a look and then spend more time with Crossbones. So let's open it up. Alright, here are Captain America and Crossbones out of the package. Two awesome looking figures. I always really liked this Captain America figure. I never had a problem with it. I know a lot of people complain that, you know, we're getting the same figure over and over and over again. And yes, that is true. However, each figure had enough differences for me to justify purchasing them. But again, any movie figure already I'm going to get because that's just how I do. This figure, it has some updated things to it that I do like, and then some things that are a little bit weird that actually surprised me that I didn't know about. But we'll actually take a look at Captain America first, and we'll compare him to the 2 previous Civil War Captain America figures that we got. Because yes, there were 2 others. This one makes number 3. So we'll take a look and compare those right now. There they are. There are the 3 Captain America Civil War figures that we got previously. So you can see that they are the same exact figure. Some minor updates to the paint deco, and then definitely 2 new head sculpts, which are done quite nice. And now that I look at it and have these 3 actually here in front of me, this shield is actually a different shield. It is not the same one that we got. Obviously this one has the battle damage to it, but this one is the same as this one, and you can see that the shields are in fact different. Let me zoom in and get a clear shot of those. You could see the star design is different. This one is definitely accurate to the movie, whereas I don't know if I ever noticed that before, that this one wasn't accurate, not having the line work in the star. This new one does, and I like the metallic to it, although the red looks more of a like magenta color. Versus like an actual red color like it is on this other one. So this one, different shield. So you can see the insides are basically the same though. So it's just the outside that's actually sculpted differently. They're the same size. If anything, maybe this one's actually just a tad bit taller. It's hard to kind of get an actual size. They look to be about the same size, but definitely a new one because I really like that line work in the shield. So definitely a new shield and metallic. The silver looks good, but I don't like the red. It's a little too magenta for me. I would have preferred like a flat red, but looks really good. Now let's take a look at the Captain America figure. Okay, taking a close-up look at the Captain America head. I'm not going to go over the articulation because, again, it is the same exact figure. The only difference is here in the front, you could see that the white for the stripes, it's actually more of a gray color, similar to what we've seen in the Infinity War Captain America versus the white color on the older ones. And then the red is just a little bit darker on this one, but otherwise no big deal. But the head sculpt is definitely where the difference is. I always thought this was a pretty good one. I was happy with this one. But then Hasbro comes along and gives this to us and blows us away at how awesome this one is. In fact, this helmet piece is a separate piece on the head sculpt that's placed over it. So you could see that mine is actually sitting pretty high. I didn't notice it until I got it out of the package, but you could see that it's a separate piece because there's a little bit of space in between there. So it actually fits over his head. In fact, mine sits a little high, so the eyes don't really come through nearly as much. You would definitely have a hard time looking through this helmet the way it's sitting on there. But I think they did a great job with that in that it does have the digital face print, so you could see it in the lips. It's good skin tone versus the old one where they didn't even bother painting lips on there. It's just all the same color. The eyes came out looking really good. They actually have hair on the back of the head, and you could see definitely some space and a little bit of gap in there because it sits a little bit high on mine. Not sure if everyone's going to have that same issue or if that's just going to be mine, but that looks awesome. Now let's pop this off and take a look at the Chris Evans head sculpt. So this is actually the second Chris Evans head sculpt we have. The first one was the Infinity War with the beard that came out looking really bad. I talked to Dwight Stahl about it, and the one that they had on display at Comic-Con was the one with the dark beard and the dark hair. That was supposed to be the figure that we all got. Now, we got the other one with the lighter color hair and then the orange skin tone. That figure was never supposed to make it out of production and into the hands of all of us collectors. So Dwight didn't even know that that's the figure that we got. So that updated one is supposed to be the one that we all received. Now, some people have found that out in the wild. I haven't had any luck. I've looked online to see if anybody specifically had that one too. I'm searching for it. I'm searching for it. Once I get it, I'll actually probably do another video showing the comparison because it makes a huge difference in that Captain America figure. Huge difference. So I'm really looking to get it. I just thought it was interesting that Dwight was like, I didn't know that you guys didn't get that one, that it went out there. So it's pretty interesting. So hopefully they look at stuff like that. But this Chris Evans head sculpt looks awesome. I have a little bit of a paint blemish on his cheek. Doesn't bother me too much, but it definitely looks like Chris Evans. I think Hasbro did a great job with it. For a male figure, they did all right. It's not the best, but it's definitely really good. I have no problems with it. It came out looking really good. Side profile always looks good. If anything, maybe the hair seems a little bit big, but I know, trying to think back in that movie, how his hairstyle was. I think it works. Yeah, it should work. I'm thinking, Winter Soldier's probably where he had the bigger hair with a little bit longer hair. But I like the way it looks. It comes out looking really good. I like it. Nice wash in the hair too to give it a realistic look. But enough of Captain America. Let's check out Crossbones. Before I go on to Crossbones, I just want to point this out. This is the head that we've gotten a couple of different times for Chris Evans. Now, I don't know the real reason. I don't know if they just didn't get the Chris Evans approval to use his likeness or what the issue was. But it never looked like Chris Evans. It was a good Captain America head. Never looked like him, but now we got it, so it is awesome. So just a quick side-by-side look at terrible, good. So here's the Crossbones figure. One thing I find odd, and I'd really have to go back and look to see, how tall the actor is compared to Chris Evans. So Crossbones, Brock Rumlow here, is definitely quite a bit shorter. So I'm a little surprised by that. I would have thought that they'd be right around the same height, but it's definitely shorter. And I'm sure that's movie accurate. I'd have to go back and take a look, but you could see that there's a pretty big size difference between the two of them. So pretty interesting. But here's the Crossbones figure, looking awesome. These gauntlet pieces are really, really cool. I'm trying to think. I know these gauntlet pieces are actually removable in my hands. I'm looking at it all kind of turned around and backwards. But what an awesome looking figure. I'm so happy that Hasbro gave us Crossbones. There's so much detail into this 2-pack. It's pretty awesome. We get 100% new sculpt in all of this figure, so that's why I think they did it with a 2-pack, you know, to help offset the cost, even at the premium $49.99 price. Or if you went to GameStop, you notice that this thing was $54.99, while the other 2-packs were $49.99, and I have no idea why, but I'm sure Target and Walmart will still be at the $49.99 price. GameStop just likes to increase their prices for whatever reason. But really awesome figure. I really like the way it looks. Comes off looking really great. Let's get a zoomed in look at it. Alright, there is Crossbones. What an awesome looking figure. The sculpt work and everything in the chest piece, this vest, all kinds of stuff going on in it. It looks like it has some battle damage wear in it. Really cool. The painted white stripes that, you know, in the comic there were, you know, a Crossbones. But here it's just kind of painted white lines, streaks. It's done nice and subtle, how it was in the movie. Even the head sculpt on the helmet, you know, pretty subtle. Not necessarily the skull look from the comic, but it's close. But all the sculpt work on the vest is pretty awesome. You can see there's all different kinds of things. You know, I don't know if there's extra clips or all of that. I mean, you see all the clips on the arm, on the shoulder, and everything there. On the back of the figure, got some added little paint even, because that's not just the flat black of the armor, so they give it a little bit of a gunmetal look to it. We got some brown in the armor, on the padding of it. Pouches and everything all colored. Looks really good. I really like that. Now I heard that this thing is removable. So it clips there on the figure, so you can actually remove it. I won't be taking it off because you're going to display Crossbones like this. Why would you remove that? Right here on the other side we have some additional shotgun shells. Not sure exactly what those things are there, but some added weapons. Really cool. He actually, on his pants, are actually a dark brown. They got some of the army fatigue camouflage pattern in it. Looks really good. Here on this right leg, he actually has a holstered gun. That gun is not removable. That thing is not coming out in the holster. It's sculpted on there, and it's sculpted quite nice. So it's kind of disappointing that they wouldn't just give us a pistol. We know that they make them. Everett Ross came with one. Why couldn't they just throw one in the pack instead of having it sculpted? But it looks really good. You have a little bit of like gunmetal color for his knee pads. And then you got the kick pad, the shin guards on into the shoes and the boots. So it looks really good. The gauntlet pieces are pretty awesome too. So they're actually a loose piece that he holds on to. So you can actually remove it. And that looks really good. I like the way it looks. It's nice and sculpted. You know, I'm sure a lot of people will do a custom shocker for Spider-Man Homecoming. Use these exact ones. There's a little bit of paint on it. Little black bars there. And then the straps are brown. Other than that, it's just done in a gray plastic, but that looks good. And I think both sides are the same. Both sides are the same. You have a right and a left, so they're not the same exact pieces, but they're for the different arms, left and right. So really cool. I like that. So let's zoom out and let's take a look at the articulation on Crossbones. Okay, so Crossbones, he can look down all the way. He can look up quite a bit, so that's good. There's an ab crunch in there, but you're not really going to be able to get the ab crunch because of the vest. So if you take the vest off, then you will be able to get it on there, I'm sure. Arms go all the way up, and then the weapons are sculpted in a way that it's not going to hinder the shoulders going up. So good job, Hasbro, there. You do get a full rotation. There is an upper bicep swivel that's hidden inside the sculpted of the weapons and accessories. So nice job there. You do get a double jointed elbow, which gives you a good, nice bend. At the wrist, you have a swivel. And there is a hinge, but the way it's sculpted in there, the cuff comes out a little bit, so it's going to be hard to get a full hinge on in there. And then chances are you're going to have these gauntlet pieces on there anyway. You get a waist swivel, legs go out that far apart, so actually pretty good amount. You get an upper thigh cut, double jointed knee, and the knees are cut very, very odd in there. You could see there's like a huge gap. It's kind of weird how it looks, but not terrible. No boot cut or anything like that, but ankle pivots, hinges all the way down and hinges all the way up, so very good motion there. So before we go, let's take a look at the Brock Rumlow head sculpt. Okay, changing out the head is pretty easy. Actually, before I do that, if you look in there, it's actually got the digital face print for the eyes inside there, and they look really good. But you just pop off the head, easy, and that's got a huge neck on this guy. Wow, and then you just pop the head on, and there he is. That looks really good. I like the way it looks. Digital face print for the red and everything, and the scars and the eyes. The 5 o'clock shadow beard looks good. The hair is sculpted quite nice, so that looks awesome. I don't think I'm going to display him this way. I'll actually display him with the helmeted head, but it looks really good. I do like the way it looks. Now, a couple of people have asked if this head will fit on the Agent Ross body because they want to do a jigsaw. And there he is. I would say the head fits a little low on the body, but definitely pops onto the peg, no problem. So that could be your easy custom jigsaw. There you go. Alright guys, there is my review on the Captain America and Crossbones. So 2 figures that I do like. Yes, unfortunately we have to get another Captain America figure, but the Crossbones figure is pretty amazing, so I am very, very pleased with it. Okay guys, there's my review. So the Crossbones and Captain America. So unfortunately we get another Captain America figure that we didn't necessarily need, but the updates to it with the 2 new head sculpts are pretty awesome. The shield is great. The Crossbones figure is amazing. I definitely recommend this 2-pack for that Crossbones alone. I know a lot of people are going to want it. Plus he has a great army building potential and, you know, different mercenaries and whatnot. So a lot of you guys may actually go that route and try and get multiple Crossbones. But pretty awesome. And then you get that Brock Rumlow head is pretty dope. The unhelmeted head you can use for a jigsaw custom that people have been talking about. So I really like it. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys have any questions, any comments. Hit that thumbs up if you guys liked the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And as always, I'd like to thank you for watching.